What's up?
Hey everybody, we're gonna wait for a couple people to jump on.
Why we gotta wait?
Because you see where it says, you're live, we're building an audience for you. So if we talk now, we're talking to ourselves. I know you hate waiting.
We got one viewer!
Woo! Whoever that one viewer is, you're so excited.
Alright, let's go.
We can't go yet, dear. It's we still have 2 minutes.
Okay. Well, we gearing up.
Why do you offer me any tea?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Big soup cooler.
You don't have any like agave?
How y'all doing today?
We only have one, dear. We have to wait.
Well, how are you doing, whoever the one is?
I know, because...
Is that what that I mean? Then?
Yeah. Yeah, because the I means viewers.
Okay, great. Well, let's just get started.
Dear, it's not 3 o'clock. We told people 3, so we have to wait until 3. You don't want us to jump on early.
We got 2. There you go.
Okay, but we still can't start yet.
How do both of y'all doing?
We can tell who the Facebook Live newbie is.
Such a hater.
You're a hater.
And
No, look, we go by my clock. 2:59.
Okay.
Congratulations. This is your most watched live video yet. So we have
2 people.
Yes, because this is our first, this is our pilot episode. Oh my gosh, I hope he doesn't.
This is great, man.
Oh my gosh.
Lakeisha Thomas.
Hey, Lakeisha. Those are just notes. Let me read the notes because my eyes are better than yours. Okay. All right. Well, it's 3 o'clock, so let's get started, dear. Well, it's 2:59 and a half, but.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Because we're talking to the greater audience who will see this post Facebook Live.
Why are you talking with an accent?
Because it's just all right, come on, dear. Let's get started. It's 3 o'clock, right?
Yeah, it's 3 o'clock.
So,
welcome. We're so excited that you are joining us, and we are in our first.
Sorry. Go ahead.
We are in our pilot episode, and we are so excited. So we have the structure of the show. We have some notes that we want to tell you guys. So in watching us, make sure you have something, a pen and a piece of paper to write stuff down, because we want to make sure that you stay tuned and that you have ways to connect with us. So
That's great.
all right, so I want to, can I just go ahead and just jump right in?
Let's thank them for all. Okay, so we went for 2 weeks and we did meet and greets with all of you wonderful people, and we have all of your information. Look at all there's a couple hundred people, at least couples. You guys asked great questions, so I want to thank you all for your support. Thank all the good folks at Salem Bible Church.
Yes.
Brother Terrence.
Yes, Terrence.
The Cunninghams, the
Yes.
Johnsons.
The McBrides.
Both sets of McBrides.
Both sets of McBrides.
The Prophets.
Lita and
I said the Johnsons.
oh, you said the Johnsons already.
Cunninghams. I think we got the Jacksons.
The Jacksons.
Yeah, so
Yes. Jackson.
thank all of you all. We got some great feedback and we're just excited.
Jabbar,
man.
hi Jabbar.
Yeah. Who's that?
Jabbar says hi.
Jabbar! That's the Color Struck editor.
Oh, hey Jabbar!
What's good,
So
Jay?
excited. But yeah, we definitely want to thank you for your feedback. And for those of you who sent emails to Mr&Mrs. JLW411 at gmail.com, which is our email address, so make sure to write it down, Mr&Mrs. JLW411 at gmail.com. We thank you as well.
Yep, so what's next?
All right, so the purpose of the show, that's you.
Yeah. So we wanted to put together, we've been newly married. We got married October 21st, 2016, so it's been a little over 4 months. And we aren't here to give marital advice. I'm sure there's tons of people out there who, listen, we're noobs just like the rest of everyone, but we want to kind of create a culture online as well as at our church that really fosters married couples, people who are dating seriously, because commitment is something that this world needs more of. So that's the overall purpose of the show. Share parts of our lives with you, and hopefully you do the same with us. Something that's positive, in alignment with God, and just being good, right?
Yes, because in the world today, you see all kinds of craziness, and it's very rare that you can turn on the TV or turn on to something like Facebook Live and see something super positive, nothing but Christian folk trying to live a better life with other people, trying to foster good old-fashioned commitment and love.
Yeah, but we want to be real too, so you know,
oh, of
we're not
course.
going to be like,
yeah, it's like, hold on, Jesus said that you should do this.
Third chapter.
Yeah, because that's
so that's not us.
You can clearly see that that's not us.
We love the Lord.
Amen. Amen.
He heard my cry.
Oh yes.
Pitted every groan. But we like to laugh,
Right.
and you know, we're real people. So yeah.
Hey Heather. I love it. Heather just got married too.
Heather King.
Yes,
Well, God
Mr. and
bless
Mrs.
you.
King. God bless you, Heather. All right, so
What's next?
expectations. Is that me?
Yeah.
Okay. So what can you expect when tuning in on a weekly basis? So in any sort of relationship, because we're in a relationship, stop squinting. You can mess up your eyes. Okay.
I got little eyes.
I know, your little eyes like this.
Yeah.
But in any expectation, in any relationship, there should be mutual. I'm going to kill him on Facebook Live.
Okay, go ahead.
But there should be mutual expectations, right? So you should expect something from us, and then we should expect something from you. So what you can expect from us is that you can expect to tune in here and to see the real, to ask real questions, to get real answers, to have a place where you can come and not be judged, where you can come and ask whatever question you want and get not only our perspective, but get other perspectives of other couples who are dating, couples who are, sorry, my dog is having she's choking on something. But, you know, to get other feedback and in a community of people who love each other and who want to be committed. Because I'm sure that we all have people in our lives who may or may not be in relationships, who may or may not be as committed as we are. And that can foster a disconnect with our ultimate goal of being in an environment of people of love. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, cut me off.
Yeah.
Anyway. So that's what you can expect from us. So for what we want to expect from you, we want you to participate. I love how you are when you check in, you're saying hi. We love that. We want you to invite your friends, your family, share our page, Mr. and Mrs. JLW. Send it out to as many people as you want. Share it on your page.
If you like it.
Yeah, I mean, of course. We're not going to force you.
Yeah,
of course.
You know, if you think it's good, then submit.
Right.
And like the way we are doing the structure of the program is it's pretty cool. So
yeah, because we're excited.
Yeah, we're gonna have challenges. We're gonna have share something about ourselves. We're going to read questions that you all have submitted to us, right? Mm-hmm. And the only way we give advice is if people ask us, but not because we're here because we're the authorities. Because like we said, there are tons of other people out there who are way more versed in marriage than we are.
Totally.
So
yeah.
Maybe like 20 years from now, we can, you know.
Totally give advice.
Okay? Like 4 years.
4 years.
5.
Totally.
Like what when you become an expert? Like
it's like 100 hours or something. Is it 1,000 hours? I think it's 1,000 hours.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, 10,000 hours. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway.
So next on the list is how we met.
How we met. It's my favorite. First of all, because I know he's going to tell the story because I go into way more detail than he likes, and then he starts rolling his eyes. But it's my favorite story. Like, if anybody were to ever ask me, like, I go into this, like, nostalgia. So, go ahead. Tell me how we met.
We met at church, number one. It was a singles conference at our church. And I saw Lynette, and I thought, and the first things guys see, we're going to go ahead and put it out here now. Guys are very aesthetically driven. Mm-hmm. I thought you were a beautiful queen.
Well, thank you, darling.
And I was like, who is that? But, okay, so aesthetically, I thought she was very, very attractive. But what really, really attracted me to her was when they were going around the room asking what different individuals were looking for in their spouse. And when she went, she said that she was looking for someone who reminded her of her father, who had character and who had, if you don't take that dog out, I'm gonna know something.
Okay, I'm gonna take her out.
She's messing up the story.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, y'all. So, can I finish?
Yes, I want to show
So, dear, just put her out. Put her out, dear.
Okay.
They don't want to see the dog.
Yes, they do.
Okay, show them the dog. God almighty.
Say hi, Fufu.
Yeah, so you gotta be here to do it here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There you go. We're back. You back here?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right, so I was like super impressed when she said that she wrote, just what she was looking for in a male and a man. And I was like, wow, that's like really, really cool because, I think the first establishment of a healthy relationship is when you respect who that person is. Not are you attracted to them, not how much money they make, but do you respect them? And I just thought that was great. So you want to say more?
Do you want me to tell my version?
Huh?
I won't go into like.
You don't get too sappy.
I know, because I can get
Because they
sappy.
don't want the saps.
I know, y'all don't want the sap, because, okay. But I will say, when I saw him, we as females, obviously, we're not attracted to intellect initially. Aesthetically, I thought that you were very attractive. Yes, you. So it was very attractive, and because I had been going to the church for a little while, I knew, obviously, who he was. But I think what really, really attracted me to him was that he was such a gentleman. And I think before, especially ladies, when we're in relationships, you know what you don't want and you know what you do want. And I knew it was very, very clear from the very beginning that this was a type of person that I really wanted to get to know. So, yeah.
That's great.
Thank you.
So that being the foundation of how we met, sorry. So tell me like the little dateable thing.
Oh,
what is that? So we want to like segue.
So we're going to segue into the dateability index. So
what's the dateability index, dear?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
So go.
So I'm going.
Didn't look too planned?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so the dateability index. So how dateable are you? So on a scale of 1 to 10, you can rate yourself. And of course, if you guys are on, we would love to see your numbers and why you feel that way. How dateable are you? If you're married, what's your dateability index? Because hopefully in a marriage or in a seriously committed relationship.
Let me cut you off. What elements go into, like,
Yes.
if I'm scoring myself, what do I need to look at to where I can give a score?
Gotcha.
Okay.
So number one, how emotionally available are you? Are you just getting out of a relationship?
Emotional availability.
Yes, emotional availability.
So that means I could be single, but like I'm still tripping.
Right, over my ex. Right.
Right, and I'm not trying to really settle down.
Right.
I'm just trying to play.
Right.
So that wouldn't be high.
Correct.
Okay.
So your emotional availability, because not only if you are single and you are attempting to enter into a dating relationship, whether it be serious or just, kind of playing the field, or if you're married, how dateable are you?
What's some other things?
Okay.
Dateability index.
Yeah, so if you're married, what's your dateability index? Have you let yourself go? Are you in a place where you are mentally complacent with your spouse or significant other? Another opportunity would be physically. How dateability, we want to make sure that we are equally yoked with our partner in every sense of the way. Spiritually, how dateable are you? Are you looking for a partner that is grounded in Christian principles?
Can I ask a question?
Oh, I thought you were high-fiving me.
Okay, I'll high five you, but I was like,
All right, go ahead.
can I ask a question?
Yeah.
All right, when you met me, what was your dateability index? Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna answer the same question.
Okay, that's a very good question. You just want me to give the number?
Yeah.
I was at like a 9.5 out of 10.
Really? It's
Yeah.
pretty high.
Yeah.
For me, I would probably say an 8. And can I tell you why?
Yes, please.
For me, when I met you, it was an 8. But what made it to where it was not a 10 was I think I had fears of being committed. I did, just
Yeah.
like what that meant, like responsibility of not about you, but like, okay, well, what can't I do if I'm in a relationship with her?
Right. Yeah.
And I think that's different for men as it is for women, But so I want to know what their dateability is.
Yeah. So while I talk about my dateability index, the reason that I said 9.5 and it was so high is because I was ready. I had been out of a relationship for over a year, and I was at a point where I knew in that crux point of my life and wanting a relationship, I knew that I wanted something completely different than what I had. And I prayed, and that's another thing too. A lot of times we think we're ready and we're really not. So the person that God has for us may be ready, but we're not. Or we're not ready and the other person is ready. So you have to make sure. It's total timing. It's total timing. And I was at a time when I met you that I was like nothing else mattered. Like I knew that God had a bigger purpose for me, and I knew that I was ready to receive that, whatever it was.
That's good.
So, yeah.
Good ability index there.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Thanks. So, if you don't post while we're talking about your dating.
So, when you met your spouse, how dateable were you? Let's get some numbers.
Ooh. Oh, Tanisha. Hey, girl. I've been married almost 10 years. I will give myself a 7.5. Love it. Heather says, great question. When our husband, they initially met, they were both between a 5 and a 6 years later. We're more about a 9 before both engagement, and then today we're at a 10.
Who was that? Who read?
That was Heather. Heather Bailey.
That's excellent because the longer we were together, I've been preaching all day.
I know, and you preach so well. I was so proud of you.
Thank you, dear.
You're welcome, dear. I'm
you.
gonna post about you later.
So I may start telling like whispers. No, but when we started, the longer we were together, the more my dateability index increased because, when you get older, your priorities change and shift.
Totally.
It totally did for me, and
I'm sorry. Go ahead, dear.
Go ahead.
No, Jabbar just said all Morehouse men have a dateability rating of 9.5, right, Pastor?
Yes.
Wanda Belvin, you and the person have to be ready. Wanda is at a 9.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. And that's, Wanda, that's a really good point because you could be at a 9 and the person that you are with or seeking to be in a relationship with could be at a 7.
All right.
Or a 6.
If a person's at a 9
yeah.
and the other person, excuse my voice, is at a 6.
You're so cute.
Is at a 6. How long does the 9 give the 6 to step it up?
Well, it depends because if the 6 is based off of lack of trust, is emotional baggage, it's
she's good.
It can depend because just because you're at a 6 now, it only takes one person to change your mind. It only takes one person to make every bad relationship worth it. You know what I mean? So just because you're at a 9 and your person is at a 6, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But each person has to realize that you gotta have a conversation because the 6 may not want the pressure that the 9 is giving them, and the 9 may not have the patience to wait on the 6.
So how do you know when to say, you know what? Forget it.
But you can tell. Like, we know. Women, we know. And a lot of times we seek out relationships involuntarily and subconsciously to sabotage ourselves. I think we do. I mean, I'm not going to speak for men, but I know women, sometimes it's just, the Mr. Right now versus Mr. Right. So that's what I think.
That's good stuff.
What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Lakeisha Thomas says when she met her spouse, she was at a 5. So, and Heather said, their numbers grew over time. And that's true.
True.
But I'm sure, Heather, and a lot of you others are watching that you were ready and willing to let your numbers grow. Even if you were, on a different scale, you said,
I think I was more, y'all excuse me, but I was more dateable than I thought I was.
Yeah.
And when we got married, it was great because a lot of the fears that I thought I would have had, I didn't, and that is a testament to God first.
Amen.
But being with the right person, because like all the things that kept me in fear of getting married completely dissolved at the altar.
That's so sweet.
Don't cry.
Okay, I won't.
That's true.
It's very true. Denise says she's been married 20 years. Awesome. 9 availability. Precious says we've been married for 23 years, but she was a 9 and Erica's at an 8 because of commitment. Yeah. She was at a 9 for other reasons. But yeah, it grew over time. But you both knew you were right for each other. So you were worth the wait.
2 keys. One, knowing that you're right for the other person, no matter what others think. Because a lot of times, folks will kick you out of being with the person God wants you to be with. And it's something different than everybody around you feels. But you have to have emotional intelligence to realize that a person that you like may not be good for you as well. It goes both ways.
It sure does. And that's another reason why in relationships you keep your business to yourself.
And I also think that when something is right, God will bless it. It's like when you put a seed in the right soil, you know, it will grow plants, and it will bear fruit. Mm-hmm. And I think that in relationships is the same way.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because because what works for you, that's why we're not experts. We're not here to tell you exactly what works and how to be a successful partner and, you know, things like that. We have great things that work for us. You all have great things that work for you. If you are in a position where you are trying to date or just getting out of a relationship and looking for something different going into your next one, you kind of want some tools and tricks and tips and advice about what to look for, because potentially you could be attracting the wrong thing and not know it. So when you hear people who've had successful relationships, you'll see common threads: compromise, availability, dateability index, spirituality, compromise. Like certain things will start to show trends, and that's how you can learn to develop yourself, because you can't change anybody else.
Right, that's
you
true.
know, you can't make somebody more dateable just because you telling them what to do. That ain't gonna work.
So we got some more good stuff coming.
Okay, yeah.
So why don't we read a couple of the questions that came in,
Okay.
and then we'll segue to some challenges, because we're excited about this.
Yeah, okay.
We really thank you all for tuning in with us. This is exciting because it's great.
It's great.
And we're going to grow it together.
We're going to grow it together. All right, so Heather says, y'all preaching. All right, Heather. Okay, so this is from someone that wrote us into Mr&Mrs. JLW 411 at gmail.com, and it reads, I'm recently married to a widower who has 2 girls. I have 1 girl, and we all get along great.
So what's a widower mean? Like, that's
so her husband's previous wife passed away.
Got it.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay, dear. But our living styles are so vastly opposite. I am prior military and like order and discipline. Thank you for your service. And he has no order or time management, especially when we discuss a plan of action for a week. He does the exact opposite, and it leads to frustration. We are still downsizing our home, and the kids aren't helping, and he's neglecting to do so as well. I will give it all away, but he wants to hang on to things. What gives, and what should I do?
So basically, so 2 different styles, 2 different individuals. That can be problematic.
Yeah, that's kind of like us.
The best advice, one of the best advice that we got was from your mom when she said, you know, you're going to be different. Remember?
Yes, I do.
And we're different. I'm very deep, like
clean, white. Yeah.
And she is a clutter bug.
I'm clean. I just don't think that everything needs to be in a specific drawer, rolled up and tight and color coded.
How many people do you know puts clothes in a bathroom drawer? How many? So I'm a Virgo, and Virgos are like that. We're real meticulous. She's a Taurus. I don't know what they say about y'all besides.
We're stubborn.
Right. So we had that issue, but it goes back to what Lynette said. When it's the right person, you'll work it out. And the right person will inspire you to want to be what you need to be to make it what it needs to be.
Yeah, I agree. Because
good stuff?
It was very good stuff, dear. And although I still may put some clothes in the bathroom drawers, I try, and I have the desire to want to do better, and he sees that. So it's not exactly hung up, color coded, but he'll say, "Dear, thank you for, you know, cleaning up, you know, your little area or whatever." And so that gives me a little bit of, you know.
And see, when the wrong person is not going to make you or inspire you to be something that you're not.
Yes.
Because if it's the wrong person, you be like, man, the hell with.
Right. Whatever.
Oh, did I say that?
Yeah, but it's okay.
Okay.
It's fine.
Hell's in the Bible.
It is. Amen. So, and you preached 2 sermons today. You saved lots of lives, dear. So, so another thing too is that, you know, specifically to this comment, you know, what should I do? You'll have arguments. You'll have differences of opinions, and you'll be at a standstill, and you won't be able to connect. Relationships are all about compromise. And if you're too stubborn to compromise and the other person is too, it'll never it'll never work.
Yeah,
It'll never get better. Not work, but it'll never get better because you'll still, you know, how often and how tiring is it to have the same argument about the same stuff? Like you can't grow together like that. If a certain situation always comes up and you're always arguing about it, like it's no way it can work.
Yeah,
Don't you agree?
Totally agree.
Yeah.
It's good advice.
Let's see. Do you have any comments?
Lynette has a
Hey,
degree.
Stacey.
Tell me, you went to school for this. That's why
I did. I do. Yes, I have a undergrad degree in psychology.
She's so smart.
And you are too, dear. You have 2 doctorates. And I have my master's in professional counseling. So when you...
That's good stuff, man.
Yeah. So when you think about relationships... And
we got a smart first lady. She's smart.
She's smart. When you think about relationships and when you think about interpersonal relationships, meaning how you interact with another person, it can be man and man, woman and man, man and man. Regardless of the dynamics, the communication styles are very similar. So if you can't communicate with people on a base level, if you can't relay a message that resides within someone that can make them think differently or want to be able to see more of your perspective, then you know relationships are just going to be super difficult. And you know, for this particular person, you know, I would, and anyone else who's facing, you know, some sort of like head-butting sort of circumstance, my parents, so speaking of my mom and dad have what they call I messages. And it's the time where you get carte blanche. So you can't rebuttal. You can't do a rebuttal on whatever someone else says. You can't take offense to whatever the other person says.
It's like a blank check.
It's like a blank check. And you have to say, well, I feel this. Not, well, you should have done this and it wouldn't have made me. You have to start with I statements, and you can only use I statements. You can't interrupt the other person and you say, well, I feel that when we talk about the order of our week, and you go back and change it, it makes me feel whatever. Because no, you can't fight that, you know, because everybody's feelings are valid. So my suggestion or my experience has been I statements work really, really well.
Yeah, because what the I statements do is it puts you in an environment to where you can communicate without being interrupted. You can't communicate and argue at the same time.
Yes.
You just can't. So 2 people are like at it, and I messages. And we've done that before. I thought it was the corniest thing ever.
I'm not doing that.
But
yeah,
you know, so that's good stuff.
Yeah.
So
wait, Deneen says her husband is a Virgo. Lady Lynette, I feel you. But
Virgos.
he brings out the best in me. Where my Taurus is at? Anyway, LaShonda Coleman says, "Hey, First Lady, I love the I statement. Yeah, you can't fight them. I statements are great.
But it has to be one of those things that you got to get it in before you have an argument.
Totally.
Because it's like, okay, let's have I statements, and you know the rules. And the rules of the I statement is when I'm talking, she can't talk. When she's talking, I can't talk. I can't get offended at what she says. I can't lash out when she says whatever she says. It's basically a free stage for that person to express himself or herself. You all should try it. It's really, really good because you'll hear things that you didn't know, and it'll make you think about situations different. It works if you're married, dating, engaged.
And the baseline is respect, right? So you can't have I statements and you digging each other, you know, like little below the belt digs. That's not gonna work. Like, I feel this. No,
well, where were you last night?
Right. Right.
Yeah, man.
Right. So that's not gonna work. So you have to, poor baby. You have to have a baseline of respect before I statements can be the next layer.
R-E-S.
P-E-C-T.
Find out.
What it means to me.
What it means.
Sorry, y'all. This happens all day, every day. Okay, so go into the couples corner. I got to turn off the oven.
All right, cool. She's trying to make chicken. Anyway.
I'm going to show y'all my chicken.
So, we're going to have something called Couples Corner. Individuals who are connected with Salem Bible Church. We send out a weekly newsletter. We're going to start to create a Couples Corner. We're going to have each video that we record each week, as well as you'll have the opportunity to send us questions. So if you're not on that particular list, go to salembiblechurch.org. And if you look at the top of the screen, you'll see how you can become a part of the SBC e-newsletter list for the Couples Corner, right?
Yes. My chicken looks good, by the way.
So, before we get to the challenge,
okay.
you do stuff on your social network feeds.
Yeah.
Tell them what are your handles?
So, I am a health and fitness coach, and basically I help people. What are you doing? Oh, mic check? Okay. So, I'm a health and
fitness.
fitness.
Back to you, Bob. All right,
okay, stop, dear. I'm talking to the people.
I'm doing the mic.
Okay. So I'm a health and fitness coach, and basically I help people all throughout the United States with nutrition and fitness plans. And on Instagram, my handle is Operation Sexy Body, SEXI Body. And on Facebook, it's Operation Sexy Body, spelled the same way. And on a daily basis, I post workout circuits. So workout circuits that you can do at home, in the gym, or anything like that, as well as nutritional advice.
Right. And for me, Lord have mercy. Truth, Facebook at Truth Knowledge Light, right?
Truth Knowledge Light, yeah.
And I write inspirational messages. Been doing it for a long time. We've got over almost 19,000 people who support that page. Kids can come to it. Adults can come to it. It's positive. It's in alignment with God. And that's what we do. Man.
And on a weekly basis, you are the pastor of Salem Bible Church, because there may be people tuning in who aren't members of Salem.
We pastor church, Salem Bible Church. My father is the senior pastor, Jasper Williams Jr. I'm the pastor. This is the first lady. And we have 2 campuses, SBC Lithonia, SBC Atlanta, and you can visit us at salembiblechurch.org.
Yes, and any given Sunday, please come. We would love to have you.
Great group of people.
Yeah, I mean
really
the best people on earth.
I wouldn't trade them for anything.
Yeah,
I grew up in the church, and we've got one on the way. And guess what our soon to be will be? A Virgo!
You get it.
A Virgo!
Oh yeah, you can tell them that.
So let's tell them about the challenge.
Okay, so on a weekly basis, we are going to challenge you. If you do so, accept the challenge. Somebody ever like double dog dare you kind of thing? So we're going to challenge all of you. So this week's challenge is
the hearts coming up.
So when people like what we say, they give us likes or they give us hearts. Isn't it nice?
It's cool.
So we're getting hearts. Yay.
So we got a weekly challenge.
Yes, we have a weekly challenge.
And we're going to do a different one each week for you guys who are married, dating, engaged, or if you by yourself, just do it. So this weekly challenge is date night. Right?
Date night.
We want to encourage all of you married folks, all of you engaged people, all of you dating seriously people, or all of you folk you take yourself out.
Amen. Ain't nothing like a single date sometimes.
We're going to go on a date, and what do they have to do? Take a picture?
Yes, you have to take a picture, post it in our group, and use 2 hashtags. The first hashtag is Mr&Mrs. JLW. And the second hashtag is date challenge. So both hashtags, guys.
When we post this, we're going to put that in the description so they'll see exactly. Because people may say, well, do you spell out and? Do you use a symbol?
Do you use
is it a high case? Is it a lower case? Is it no case?
Yeah, so we'll make sure to put it. But Mr. and A&D, Mrs. JLW, as well as hashtag date challenge.
We're going to post by the middle of the week when the next episode will be. We can't decide if we're going to do it on Thursday afternoons or this time on Sundays.
Yeah.
Right? But we're going to let you guys know.
We'll let you know.
We're going to do them each and every week. Thank you all for spending time with us. It's 30 minutes on the dot.
Totally.
Thank you for all these wonderful feedback that you've given us. And we're going to grow this each and every week. And we're going to have a lot of great couple stuff and dating stuff and single stuff coming up. And this will be like the platform that we use to grow that. So thank you all for your time. You could be doing a lot of different things, but you spent it with us. And we appreciate it. And for all of you all in the chat room, we love you.
We love you.
May the grace and peace of God be upon you. And may he continue to rest, rule, and abide in and over your lives. We're going to keep you in our thoughts and prayers, and we ask that you do the same for us.
Yes.
Love you guys.
Peace.
Peace.
Ooh, that was great, dear.